Welcome to the Archer Shaw Temple Podcast, teachings for sovereign awakening, sacred union, and embodied devotion. I'm Christopher Shaw, here with Aeon Archer. May this transmission meet you exactly where you are and open the next doorway on your path. Let us begin. So great to have you. Welcome to our podcast listeners. Thank you so much for being here with us today to talk about the cost of the real. So everyone says they want transformation. They don't. They want improvement, relief, and clarity. But transformation asks for everything. Not your time and not your effort and not your willingness to do the work, but everything. Identity, your comfort, and your relationships. The version of you that has been performing your entire life. Many of you know in August of 2024, I flew to Mexico to die. Not metaphorically, but to kill the version of me I had been performing for decades. The identity built out of adaptation, survival, fear, and strategy ended. And what remained was not something new, it was something or someone who had always been there, untouched, uninjured, and unperformed. But here's what I need you to understand. That did not happen because I wanted transformation. It happened because I stopped protecting what was keeping me from it. And most people never get there, not because they're weak, but because they stop right before the final surrender. So let me show you where that happens. The first thing transformation asks for is the self you think you are. Not your essence, not your soul, but the constructed self. The one that learned how to be loved, how to be accepted, and how to survive. This is the performer, the achiever, the one who is fine. And y'all know what fine stands for, right? Effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. The self that is not fake. But it's not really you. It's a strategy. And it becomes so familiar that you mistake it for your identity. So when transformation asks you to let it go, it doesn't feel like growth, it feels like death. And most people, they won't go there because they don't know what's on the other side. But I can tell you one thing, what's on the other side is more real than anything that self ever produced. The second thing transformation asks us for is your comfort. And it's not just obvious comfort, it's the deeper one. The known life, the familiar suffering, the relationship that isn't alive but's predictable, the career that isn't true, but it's stable, the patterns that quietly drain you, but don't disrupt your identity. And your nervous system will choose that almost every time because it knows how to survive it. Those things are familiar. We know how to navigate the familiar even when it's painful, traumatic, unhappy, or miserable. In January of 2024, I called off a wedding 3 months before it happened. And not because my husband-to-be was a bad man, because that wasn't true. But when I chose truth, everything I had been avoiding came up. The grief, the loneliness, the fear. That's the cost of leaving comfort. You don't just lose the thing, you lose the insulation. And without insulation, you feel everything. This is where most people turn back, or they replace one form of comfort for another, which is what I did for a number of months when I relapsed. Because without a container, or without a practice, or without something that can hold what arises, the real becomes too much for most of us. The third surrender is the one that costs us the most because it involves other people. Transformation changes you, and not everyone will come with you. Not because they're wrong and not because they're bad, but because the relationship was built on a version of you that no longer exists. There are people who need you to stay the same. There are people who need you to stay small, to stay familiar, because if you change, that disrupts their world. How many of you know this firsthand? The person that has spent their life rescuing you, taking care of you, giving you money, right? And so these people that are in certain roles, and the minute you get well and you get better and you don't need them in that role anymore, they freak out. It disrupts their world. What do you mean you can take care of yourself on your own? What do you mean you can pay for things on your own and you don't need me to fund your life? Right? These are people who want to keep us small. And sometimes the most loving thing that we can do is to let those relationships end without shrinking ourselves to preserve them. I can't tell you how many people I have lost who I have loved. Not because love wasn't there, but because alignment wasn't. When I went through my death rebirth experience in August of 2024, when I came back, I was told during my retreat, be careful when you go home. People are going to start falling off left and right because they're no longer going to align with who you are. Those are the people that want to keep you small or keep you stuck inside of a container that they are trapped in. And I knew too much to stay small. It's been a sad process and a lonely process. My Kundalini yoga teacher instructor told me that as we rise, you want to think about it as going up a mountain, right? Like a traditional mountain. And as you get toward the top, it gets smaller. And not as many people are there as you arrive toward the top of the mountain. There's not as many people that can make it, and not as many people that would even want to go up the mountain with you. So it gets lonely. It gets small. And the people that do remain are special. They're either doing the work or they've done the work, and they can align with you and meet you where you're at in your transformation. But what I found on the other side of those losses was something I couldn't have created. Like I said, people like you who recognize what is actually real in me, a life that is actually aligned, a community that is not built on performance, but that life only arrived after I stopped protecting the one that was not true. And this is why people stop just short of that, because it's a pattern. And I want you to hear this clearly. People go deep, right? Impressively deep. Many of us have done so much work on ourselves. We heal, we grow, and then we stop right before the final surrender. Because there is always one thing left. The thing they won't give up. The thing we justify. The thing we protect. And we tell ourselves, this one is different. But it's not. That's the gate. So here's the truth. And you already know what it is. You don't need more clarity, and you don't need another teaching, and you don't need more time. You already know. It has a very specific feeling, a quiet knowing, followed immediately by resistance. Yes, but not that. That's it. That's the place. That's the edge. And transformation is not waiting for you to be ready. It's not waiting for the right moment. It's not waiting for your life to be perfectly aligned. It's waiting for you to stop pretending that you don't know. The cost is everything: the identity, the comfort, and the relationships built on your smallness. And what you receive cannot be explained in advance. It can only be lived. So there is only one question that I leave you with today. Are you finally ready? Are you finally ready? Divine light in us, through us, and as us, we come to the edge honestly, not performing, not negotiating, and not pretending what we don't know. You have already shown us what is true. So give us the courage to stop protecting what is no longer aligned. Give us the steadiness to stand in the space between what is ending and what has not yet formed. Give us the clarity to recognize the real and the strength to choose it. Let what is false fall away cleanly. Let what is true rise without force, and may we release the identity that was built in fear and stand as what has always been whole. May we trust the fire, not as destruction, but as revelation. And as we walk this path, may we walk it with humility, with integrity, and with devotion to what is real. Divine light, seal this knowing in us, not as an idea, but as lived truth. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Guru Om. Amen. Aho. Ashe. And so it is. Take a deep breath and release. Aeon will now lead us in a guided meditation to embody the teaching.
Powerful. Thank you. All right, everyone. Taking a moment to find a position that allows you to be still. Letting the body settle, no force, no effort, just simply be. And if it feels natural, let the eyes close. Taking a slow breath in through the nose. And a full, slower exhale out through the mouth. Again, inhale. And release. One more time, deep inhale, as deep as you can. All the way to the tippy top. Pause. And release. Allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. No need to control. Just notice the movement. Begin to become aware of the weight of your body. The sensation of the ground beneath you. Nothing to hold. Nothing to manage. Just be here. Now bring your awareness into the body, into the center of your chest, the center of experience. Not thinking about it, feeling. And begin to notice what is here. No need to name it. No need to change it. Just notice. Now, I want you to bring your attention to something in your life right now that you already know. A place where something is not aligned. A decision you've been circling. A truth that is already clear. Let it come into awareness. Not the story about it, the actual thing. Notice how the body responds. Notice the contraction, or the resistance, or the pull to move away. Stay. There's no need to fix it. You don't need to act on it. Just don't leave. Now take a deep breath into this space. Inhale. And exhale, allowing the breath to move through that space. Taking another inhale. And exhale without pushing anything away. Once more, inhale. And release. Now feel into this. There is something here that is ready to end. Not because you are forcing it, because it is already done. And what has been holding it in place is you. Just see that. No judgment, no pressure, just truth. Now, without trying to figure out what comes next, allow yourself to release your grip, allowing the body to soften, the space around it to expand. Not dramatically, just a subtle letting go. Let it fall if it wants to fall. Let it end if it's already ending. And stay with what remains. Feel what's still here when you're not holding that in place. Not an idea, a direct experience. What is here without the performance, without the protection? Just notice. Taking a deeper breath in, feel that in the body. And then even slower exhale out. Now ask yourself quietly, what is real in me right now? Let it show you. Feel your body again. Becoming aware of your hands. Aware of your chest as it rises gently and falls. Aware of the sensation of your face. The simple fact that you are here. Take one more full breath in through the nose. Pause at the top. And release completely. And gently, when you are ready, allow the eyes to open and come back to this space. Welcome back, family. Christopher will now lead us in our offering moment.
All right, everyone. Before we close today, we're going to take a moment for our offering, and I'd like to speak to this directly. So what we're doing here each week, this space, this transmission, this community, doesn't run on intention alone. It runs on support. And the truth is, very few of you have been giving. Not because you don't receive value, because it's easy to take this in and then move on. But if this space matters to you, if it meets you in something real, then it requires participation, not as a donation, but as alignment, because the same pattern we've been talking about today shows up here. Seeing the value, feeling the impact, and then hesitating right at the point of action. Oh, this helped me out, but I'll do it later, and later doesn't come. So I'm asking you to be honest. If this space supports you, please support it. If this work matters to you, then invest in it, not from pressure and not from obligation, but from integrity. You can give at merkabatemple.com/donate or on Venmo at Merkaba Temple, all one word. And let this be practice, not just generosity, but congruence. Closing the gap between what you receive and how you respond. Because we're building something real here, and real things require real support. So take a moment, feel what's true for you, and act from there.
And while you are taking out your phones and sending your offering, here is a few quick announcements before we close. This summer, we're bringing Merkaba retreats to Colorado.
What?
We will be in Evergreen, Colorado for 2 immersions designed for deep reset, clarity, and realignment. One in June for the summer solstice and the other in August for the Lion's Gate portal. If you've been feeling the call to work with us, this is a powerful opportunity to step into the field. You can check it out at www.merkabaretreats.com for more information or contact us directly to discuss. Thank you for being here with us at Archer Shaw Temple. If something in this teaching helped your body soften or brought you back into yourself, let it keep moving. Share it with someone who's ready. This temple is sustained through conscious participation, through those who feel the resonance and choose to support the work from clarity, not pressure. If you feel called into right exchange, you're welcome to support the mission on Venmo at Merkaba Temple, all one word. And if you'd like to go deeper, you can schedule a complimentary soul alignment session at archershaw.guru. Until next time, take care of your nervous system, walk gently, and stay close to what's true.